Hey guys, Matt Van Pelt here, Technical Director of the Performance Lab. I want to talk to you today about our TPL staff. We've got a great international, eclectic, versatile group of coaches that work in the lab that I'm very excited and happy to work with on a daily basis. I am the Technical Director as well as the head coach of the Saigon Heat, and the Performance Lab tends to get associated with the Saigon Heat because we have quite a few Saigon Heat coaches that coach in the Performance Lab, and we have a lot of Saigon Heat athletes that train in the lab. But TPL is much bigger than the Saigon Heat. Essentially, the Saigon Heat just brings in TPL to help run their organization, as do several other VBA organizations in Vietnam. We also have coaches working with the Kanta Catfish and the Da Nang Dragons, the Hoop Dreams 3-on-3 team, other VBA 3-on-3 teams, as well as youth academies in Vietnam, as well as small groups just looking for private training. So essentially we have a lot of coaching expertise, and these various organizations will bring us in the Performance Lab to consult their professional organizations or their youth academies. With that being said, we have a lot of coaches. We need to have a lot of coaches because we do a lot in Vietnam. We do a lot of training, a lot of coaching, a lot of player development, a lot of running tournaments, a lot of hosting competition, a lot of consulting. So we have to have a lot of bodies, and we have that. So myself, I am originally from Michigan, but I'm the head coach of Saigon Heat now. I've got basketball experience in 25 countries. I've kind of been around the globe. Formerly as a point guard. I'm a retired point guard now, but I played in about 13, 14 countries, ran camps all over the world as a skills trainer, and now as a head coach, coaching the Saigon Heat, as well as Vietnam national teams, and an assistant director for the Vietnam national team program. And now I'm acting as the Performance Lab technical director, aside from all of those other responsibilities. Also work very closely with David Grice. He is a coach from England who played college ball in America. He spent time in Serbia with basketball. He coached in Thailand, Singapore. He's got a wealth of experience, and the first coach ever in Vietnam to win a gold medal at the Southeast Asian Games with any of our national teams. He did that coaching our women's 3-on-3 national team in the most recent Southeast Asian Games. He also won a championship with me coaching the Saigon Heat in 2022. He's our lead assistant. Also as an assistant for the ASEAN Basketball League. So he also runs our strength and conditioning for the Performance Lab. So he's a great asset, very versatile, really good hard worker, who's going to be a head coach very soon at the pro ranks. Also, we have Coach Christopher, also known as Coach Kang. He is with the Da Nang Dragons right now. Their lead assistant, also had the chance to be the head coach in 2 games. He also worked with our women's national team program in an assistant coach / coordinator role. He runs his own basketball academy as well. And he's been a huge asset for the Performance Lab. Speaks both Vietnamese and English, very versatile. He can lead your scout, he can lead your strength and conditioning, he can lead your player development, he can be a head coach. So he's got a very bright future, extremely hard worker, and we're lucky to have him. We also have Coach Toshi Benson. He is the founder of Benson Workouts. He's a Japanese coach who grew up in Melbourne, Australia, but he has almost a decade of experience as a player and then as a coach in Thailand. He spent years in Bangkok, where he started his own academy as well as worked for other youth academies. And he is an excellent player development coach, got a ton of background and skill work. He's also an assistant coach for me now in both the ASEAN Basketball League and the VBA with the Saigon Heat. And he just does a great job with our organization here at the Performance Lab, maybe our busiest TPL coach in Ho Chi Minh City at the moment. We also have Coach Josh Keys. He's currently playing, but he still does a lot of coaching work for us at the Performance Lab. He's a former Saigon Heat Finals MVP in 2020, currently with the Kanta Catfish this VBA season. That guy comes from America, and he brings a wealth of energy. He's a guy who's going to be chirping in every workout, making sure you push yourself. He's going to work you hard. And he's a guy who can really relate to the players because he's a player himself. So we're really lucky to have Josh. We also have Coach Shi Pham, who has a ton of experience with youth, junior NBA. She's been around as the head of Sports Skills Academy for years. Now she's working with us in the Performance Lab. She's worked for the VBA. She's worked for the ASEAN Basketball League. She's just done a little bit of everything basketball related, especially in Vietnam, but also in Southeast Asia. So we are really lucky to have just recently added Coach Shi Pham to the staff. We also have some coaches abroad. We have Rob Newson, who was the first ever Saigon Heat coach more than a decade ago. He coached the Nachang Dolphins in 2021 in the bubble season. He's coaching in England. He does a lot of technology for us with our XPS software and system. He'll help lead our individual development plans. He'll help lead our video editing, our managing of players' loads, and our tracking of players' loads. He helps with all that. And he comes back and forth between England and Vietnam, so we're super lucky to have him consulting for us and coaching for us from a distance. Also have Kevin Yerkes, still acts as a consultant for us. Kevin Yerkes is the 3-time Coach of the Year in Vietnam in the VBA. He coached in the ABL. He's coached the men's national team, led them to their first ever medals with 3-on-3 men's, getting a bronze and a bronze in the 5-on-5 men's in the Southeast Asian Games. He's also coached in Thailand. He's got experience all over the world. He's worked for the LA Clippers and the NBA before, so he acts as a consultant for us remotely from the United States, and we're really lucky to have Coach Kevin as well. We have Coach Grant Ackerman. He's in Thailand right now, originally from America. He does a lot of strength and conditioning, and he goes back and forth between both Vietnam and Thailand. And then we have Coach Ronan O'Sullivan, who coached for the Saigon Heat in the VBA in the 2021 and 22 seasons. And he is in Ireland right now, and he goes back and forth between Vietnam and Ireland, and he specializes in player development. Also a guy who still plays professionally, so he can really relate to the players, and he brings a lot of expertise, and we're happy to have him as he specializes in working with the big men, being a big man himself. He teaches our big guys how to seal, how to score in the post, footwork, being physical, how to hedge ball screens, all that jazz. He's got the fundamentals down for the big fellas. So we're lucky to have Coach Ronan there. We also have some assistant coaches, Coach Kang and Coach Tin, who come from Sports Skills Academy. They only just recently started with us, so they're very new with TPL, but we're super lucky to have them. They bring a lot of energy. They're hungry coaches. They want to learn, so we expect them to just grow and grow with our organization as they continue to evolve with us. So yeah, we have a really international staff, and we're going to be adding a couple more soon. We've got another coach from America who's a college coach over there that specializes in player development as well. Worked with a lot of pro players and college players. He's going to be coming out here in a matter of 2 weeks. And then we're also going to be adding a Chinese-Canadian coach who has experience coaching in Italy, in Canada, and in the United States. A head coach at the AAU levels who also specializes in player development, and especially with game-based training, really kind of new age training that they're bringing to us. So we're really excited to add this coach to our staff. So we keep evolving, we keep growing, and we keep really pushing our players in the Performance Lab to have individual development plans. That's one thing I think really separates us. For all of our serious athletes, we make an individual development plan for each one of them that maps out their 3-year goals, their 5-year goals, their 3-month goals, their training schedules, which coaches they'll work with and when, their weaknesses, their strengths, what they need to improve on, what they're doing with video editing, if they've learned how to scout yet, what they're doing with leadership, how they're making other people around them better. We make this all for a plan for all of our serious athletes. We put all of this in a plan for each of those athletes, and all of our coaches are in tune and up to date with each of those plans for each of our athletes. So if Coach Toshi Benson trains you on Monday, I train you on Tuesday, and Coach David Grice trains you Wednesday, we all know what the other coach is working on with you. We're following your plan. It's not just random training, but we're all working together to stay on point with how to develop our athletes, how their test scores are, where they're improving, where we're tracking their progress, and we're all up to date with each athlete's plan. So I think that's really been one thing that has made the Performance Lab effective in training our players. And that goes for our youth and our beginner players all the way to our professional players. We really work with all ages and abilities, and we have a wide, I would say we have a very eclectic, versatile coaching staff. So a wide array of personalities and different backgrounds that come together and make it work. And so we have a lot of different coaches who can offer a lot of different things to your athletes. So we hope you athletes out there keep training with us. If you are a parent of an athlete, we hope your son or daughter keeps training with us. If you're a professional player, we hope you keep coming to us, because we believe that we have one of the best programs in all of Southeast Asia for player development, and we think we have one of the best coaching staffs to help push you to succeed. So thank you for your time. Hopefully this gave you a little bit of intel on our coaching staff, and we hope to see you training with the Performance Lab. Thank you.